score as low as 2%. Okay? So whenever a test is given to you, it's just to know your strength and weaknesses. Are you with me now? So today I'm going to do the corrections to that test, and I would like you to take it serious. Okay, so if you are here, you can take your own script. Igwe, Koka.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're Igwe. Now, I gave you 6 questions. The first 5 questions, score from that, I multiplied by 2 to get 100. Now, look at the first question there. The question is, that's 1A. Without using mathematical table or calculator, simplify. 1 over 2. 1 over 2 log base 10. 25 over 4 minus 2 log 4 over 5 plus log 3 over 20 all over 125. Please listen to this correction. Now, when you have a question like this, you cannot perform any operation without removing all these numbers. Half, 2. Okay? So we can write this as log 25 over 4, everything raised to power half. Because this 1 over 2 will now become a power. Minus log 4 over 5, everything raised to power 2 base 10. Even if there is no base, it is base 10. Plus log 3 over 20, 320 over 125, everything is base 10. Then, this is law of indices. You can express this as 5 raised to power 2, also for 2 raised to power 2. You know, 5 raised to power 2 is 25, 2 raised to power 2 is also 4, then times half. So you cut the 2. Then we have minus log 16 all over 25 is 10 plus log 320 all over 125 is 10. I can remove all this bracket because you can see that there's no value here again. So we can write it without putting it inside these brackets. So with that, now that we have the common base 10, 10, 10, this is 5 over 2. Division, minus we change to division, 16 over 25, plus we change to times, 320 over 125. Then we have log base 10, 5 over 2, division we change to times, then you reverse this 25 over 16, times 320 over 125. Although the question says without using calculator or table, I can use calculator to multiply. You know, I can perform this operation without using calculator. Are you there now? This is because it doesn't say without using calculator, you not deserve to. Or you can cut it anyway. 16 here 1, 16 here 20, 2 here 1, 2 here 10, 25 here 1, 25 here 5, 5 cancel 5, then we have log 10 base 10. And here is 1. And please, when you are cut, you don't cut as if you are cancelling the something. Okay, some students just cancel it, and they cut, and the thing look as if they are cancelling it. Are you with me now? So the answer here is 1, because log 10 base 10 is 1. That is what is called logging to its own base. Okay, and the student use one method for me, and the student now stop at log 5 plus log 2. That is still log 10 base 10, and it is 1. So I did not give that student the final mark, because the final answer is supposed to be 1 and not log 5 plus log 2. So please always take note of this. So that is how to go about the first question. I hope it is clear. Okay, now look at the second question. The second question is about, because that's why at times you must always know the origin of the question. Look at this now. The population of the village increases by 20% every year. The district assembly grants. You know, this one is under commercial arithmetic, and there is what is called depreciation increase or appreciation under this commercial arithmetic. Here we have simple interest, compound interest, annuity, annuity, taxation, and so on and so forth. So this question is under this, but I can still use what is called geometric progression to solve this. I will use the two methods. Now the first one is this. The population of a village increased by 20% every year. The district assembly grants the village 15.00 Ghana cedis per head at the beginning of every year. If the population of the village was 3,000 in the year 2003, 2003 population, that is 3,000. Okay? Then 20% rise, because that is increments. 20 over 100 times 3,000 over 1, that's 600. You have 3,600. That is 2004 population. Is that it? Then we also have 20%, because that increment is constant. That increment is constant. 20 over 100 times 3,600 over 1. So that's 720. 2, 3. Am I right? Please let me confirm this value. So that is 2005 population. Then 20% right, because we are still going to that 2007. 20 over 100 times 4320 over 1. 0 cancel, 0 cancel. That's 864. 4815. Is that correct? 2006 population. Then 20% rise. 20 over 100 times 5184 over 1. Let me multiply. What do we have? What? 1036.8. When you add, we have 0, 12, 1, 2, 6. We stop, because this is 2007 population. Because the thing is, that grant is always given at the beginning of each year. Because if you now find 20% right again, that would be 2008. So after getting this, total grant now, total grant is it now equals to the first year, 2003, is 15 times 3,000. That is the first grant for that 2003. Then for 2004, that's 15 times 3,600. Then 2005, 15 times 4320. Plus 2006, 5184. Then 2007. Now, you are going to have two answers here. For somebody that used 6221, it will be different from somebody that used 6220.8. We reckon with the two answers. Although normally we're supposed to approximate, but when you're talking of population of human being, it can never be 0.8. But for those that used 0.8, I mark it right. Even in the marking that is right. Are you there now? So let me now use 6221. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now multiply this. 45,000. What about this? 54,000. 64,800 plus 77,760. The last one. 93315. Addition. 875. Ghana cedis 0.00. That is where you got it wrong. That is unit. That 0.0, because you see that in that question we have 15.00 Ghana cedis the grant. That is why when you are solving a question, especially in Mope problem, and you have the money in terms of 0.00, make sure you must put that unit Ghana cedis as well as this couple too. So that's why I penalize some of the students there. In your manual guide there is 0.00. So that is that. So this is one method for solving this question. But the other method is this. We have different ways of solving this question. If I don't want to use this, I can use this method too. And later, in 2000, let's say 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. In 2003, it's 3,000. Now, I want to get that of 2004. You know, according to that method, it is 3,600 in 2004. But I don't want to continue. I want to say A is 3,000, ratio is 3,600 all over 3,000. This is 1.2, or let me say 1.2. Are we using 1.2? Where n is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where n is 5. Sum of GP, this is one student use AP for it. This is not AP question, it is GP. Because we discover that this one is difference of 600. Now when you get to this one, it is not difference of 600 again. If you want to take it as arithmetic progression, that difference will be what? Constant. So it is geometric progression. The sum formula is A into R raised to power 1 minus 1 all over R minus 1. Then we have S5 because we have 5 years. We have 5 years. And what is the 3,000? What is 1.2 raised to power 5 minus 1 all over 1.2 minus 1. That's 3,000 into what is 1.2 raised to power 5? 2.48832 minus 1. 0.2. That is 3,000 into 1.48832 all over 0.2. Now multiply. 4,464. There is no point. 0.96. Total grant. Total grant.
Divided by 2.
Divided by 0.2.
No, that's multiplication.
Okay, and divided by 0.2.
Okay.
Divided by
22,324.
32.
22,324.8.
So 22,324.8 times 15. Ah, 8 here. 334. Let her confirm. 872, Abi. You know, what I use there is approximated value. But here I did not use any approximate. So we use the two answers. Is that it? So that is how to do that. So you can mark it down if you miss it. Now 2a, if 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 3 is equal to 1 over 2, calculate the values of x. This is an equation. 1 times x, which is 1x, or x is equal to 1 over 2. You open it, x plus 3 plus x, all over, you can open this one, x squared plus 3x is equal to 1 over 2. Then you cross multiply. Before that, 2x plus 3 all over x squared plus know, you cannot cut this. You cannot say S cancel S or 3 cancel. No. Because of the plus that we have there. So when you cross multiply, we have 2 into 2s plus 3 is equal to 1 into s squared plus 3x. Then 2 times this 4x plus 6 is equal to s squared plus 3x. Yeah, you can leave this x squared plus 3x. This plus 4x will come out here, minus 4x plus 6 will also come minus 6, everything equals 0. Then we have x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 0. That we have here, you can write it. That's an equation. And this is how I love it. For getting this m1, for getting this equation a1. Then for solving it, some students don't use quadratic formula. There's no need. You are just stressing yourself. It's only when an equation cannot be factorized by group that you can use that. Although if you use that in the exam, but if you look at the mathing guide, it's just 2 marks. But why are you not using quadratic formula? So it's 3 and 2. 3 and 2. S squared minus 3s plus 2x minus 6 equals 0. Then you factorize s into s minus 3 plus 2 into x plus and minus minus 6 over 2, 3 equals 0. S minus 3, s plus 2, everything equals 0. S minus 3 equals 0. S plus 2 equals 0. So, s is equals to 3 and s equals to minus. There's no need to put or and whatever. So there's no need. Just separate the two answers. That's 2a. Then 2b. 2b2 is what problem? What problem? And we have a trader bought some bags of rice and some bags of beans for sales in its shop. Each bag of rice costs 2,250, while each bag of beans costs 2,400. If the trader bought 17 bags altogether. You know, there's one thing about this question. How many bags of beans? How many bags of rice? We don't know. So that's why we can use x to represent the numbers of x represents numbers bags of. Okay, let's say bags of rice. Let it be x. One bag of rice be x. One bag of beans. Let it be what? Y. So that we can now say x plus y is equals to 17 equation 1. Because we have 17 bags altogether. Then, when you look at that, each bag of rice costs 2,250. And we have x bags of rice. That will give us 2,250x. Now, when you are solving, there is no need to put naira. But when you get to the final stage, I will now put naira 0.00. Just to be on the safer side. Now, plus one bag of beans costs 2,400. 2,400 y. Then the total amount spent is 39,600. Now, 39,600. That is equation 2. It will give us our ordinary solution. Or if I don't want to express it, or express it in such a way that I can use to some ordinary solution, I can still use quadratic. What I will use is this. If one bag of beans or rice is x, one bag of beans will be 17 minus x, which is the same thing as this. Are you there now? Aha. So, when you now have equation 1 and 2, so from equation 1, here we have s plus y equals to 17. And we say, if it is aha, we are trying to find the numbers of, the bags of beans, and beans is y. Let me make x the subject of the formula here, so that, because if you now make y the subject of the formula, you now get a still need to substitute again. So let me now make x the subject and say, okay, x is now equals to 17 minus y. So which is equation 3. After getting equation 3, you now go back, substitute 17 minus y for x in equation 2. So that everything will now be in terms of y. 2250 into 17 minus y plus 2400y is equal to 39600. What is this product?
38250.
minus 2250y plus 2400y is equals to 39600. When you subtract, that's 150y is equals to 39600 minus 38250. 150y is equal, what is the difference now? 1350. Y is now equals to 1350 all over 150. Y is equals to 9. So now for somebody that make x y the subject of the problem here, after getting x, you still need to substitute that value in this equation. And that's why I made x the subject of the formula, so that it will not give me any problem. Is that it? So that's how to be about that question. Yeah, simple question. Most people. Now, the next question is, this is one problem too, but it's some resolution. Regarding the form of the square. So that's what I is when you have a question like this, you start by sketching the diagram. This is a square. Here the thing is xx, xx. According to the question, it is surrounded by a part which is 1 meter wide on two opposite sides. 1 meter wide. Let's say this is this one is 1 meter. This one too is 1 meter. So it means that if this one is 1 meter, we are going to say s plus 2. X plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. Likewise for this one too. This is also s plus 2. Because this is also 1. This is also 1. But on this side, it is half meter. Half meter. Abi? It is possible to have a constant width. It is possible, but this one, the two are not the same. So this one is going to be s plus half is 1. Then we are given the area of the part. Area of the part is like when you now say this one, area of the whole diagram now. S plus 1 times s plus 2 minus, if you remove this, in primary school there is what is called shaded area. When you find area of this one, you remove the inner one, then you get shaded area. So area of this one is s squared, which is equals to 17. So this is the equation that I need from the question. So I don't really need the diagram. So we now expand it. S squared plus 2s plus s plus 2 minus s squared is equals to 17. Where this cancel this, 3s minus plus 2 is equals to 17. 3s equals to 17 minus 2. 3s equals to 15. S equals to 15 over 3. And that's 5 meter. So if it is 5 meter, now perimeter of the garden. This is the garden. That square is the garden. Perimeter. Perimeter. That's question A. Perimeter of the garden. Perimeter of the garden is equals to 4L. That is perimeter of the square. And we have 4 times 5, and that is 20 meter. Always put that unit. If you don't put that, it's minus 1. Then area of the space covered by the garden. B. Area of the space covered by the garden and the path. That is area of this one plus 17. But instead of using that method, because I can find area of this one and say, okay, 5 times 5 is 25 plus 17. 25 plus 17 will give me 42. Or if I don't want to do that, I can say, okay, area of this one, s plus 1 times s plus 2, which is 5 plus 1 times 5 plus 2. That's 6 times 7, and that's 42 meters. So this is the same thing. Is that clear? Some students still use, and it escaped my mind, they use calculator there to find it. Because if you now use this method of saying shift sign, and you now get the angle, you now put cos that angle, you use calculator. And that one has never occurred to me. No problem. So, this is the best method to use because we have without using calculator. This is that you have here. And this is sine, 3/5. Opposite hypotenuse. So you can use A to represent this. So that I can get this side. A squared plus 3 squared is equals to 5 squared. A squared plus 9 is equals to 25. A squared is equals to 25 minus 9. A squared is equals to 16. Is equals to square root of 16, and that is 4. So if this one is 4, and we need, from the question we have cos x plus tan x all over sin x. I need cos x. Cos x is 4/5. Tan x is 3/4. Although we have been given sign already, or if it is other basic angle that is given, maybe if it is tan, opposite over adjacent, if it is cos, adjacent over tan, so on and so forth. Then, but if you don't have something like this, because having this sign, let's go to 3/5, it's telling us that something is acute. If it is obtuse now, this sign will still remain 3/5, cos will now become minus 4/5, tan also will become minus 3/4. Do you know the reason? In the second quadrant, it is only sign that is positive. If you have this as obtuse, obtuse happens to be in the second quadrant, right? Are you with me? So, if you now change this cos to minus 4/5 and change tan to minus 3/4, that shows that in the second quadrant, other basic angles less than 180, that is obtuse now. Less than 180. Angle that is greater than 90 but less than 180, that is second quadrant. But if it is third, I cannot say reflex. Reflex could be in the third or fourth quadrant. But in that case now, if it is in the third quadrant, that range will be given to you maybe as 180 less than equals to s less than equals to 270. You must know that that is the third quadrant. I cannot use the word reflex angle because that reflex angle could be in the third or fourth. Angle that is greater than 180 but less than 360. So that is it. So in this case, we now do the substitution. What is cos? 4/5. Tan, 3/4. All over sin, 3/5. Then you solve. SCM is 20. 5 in 24. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 in 25. 5 times this 15. Abi? Alright. All over 3/5. Then 31/20 divided by 3/5. 31/20 times 5/3. 5 here and 5 here, 4. You have 31 all over 12. And some students now stop here. It's wrong. At least you must, express your answer in mixed form, this fraction form. That's 2 number 7/12. So don't stop here in the exam. Although I do not penalize them, but don't stop here. Work it further. Is that it? This 52, this place is also 52. Are you there now? So you can remove 52 from 360, or you can say 180 plus 128. Still the same thing. X, okay, this is x. X is now equals to 180, angle on a straight line. This is angle on a straight line plus 128, and that is what? 308. Or you better subtract 52 from 360 to get that 308 degree. Is that clear? What's the question?
Can we split this like?
You can split this. A student used that method for me and I mark it. I don't know the student, but I mark it. Because if you have this, that student now use this. This is S plus 1. The student now use, for this one alone, is S plus 1 times 1. Because area of this one is S plus 1 times 1. S plus 1 times 1. And we have 2 of these. Are you there now? Then you now later use this method, x. This is from here, this is x. But this one is half. You now use plus x times half. And you also have times 2 of that because that times 2. You now equate it to that 17. That's why when one is marking up now, you need to reason. Reason along with the student. And make sure that you are really convinced before you mark it. When you mark the student right or wrong. Are you with me now? So I mark it. The method is right too. So that is that. Then number 5 is S. Twice the number times 2. The student did not multiply that number by 2. That's why he or she is the question. It's written as 75 is S. This is it. Then you convert it into base 10. 3 times S plus 7 times S, 0, 1. Is equals to 7 times S plus 5 times S, 0, 1. Then we have 3 into 3S plus 7 times 1, 7. 7S plus 5 times 1, 5. 6S plus 14, 7S plus 5. 14 minus 5 is equals to 7S minus 6S. Now is equals to. It's not possible for you to get negative answer in number base. Okay, so it's not possible. That is that. Then the last question. There are 5 more girls than boys in a class. Let's say we have boys, then we have girls. If this one is S, this one is S plus 5. Now, there is a statement there. If 2 boys join, it is not that 2 boys join the class. If 2 boys join the class, this is the ratio you are going to have. The ratio, if 2 boys join now, this one will now become S plus 2. For you now to get the values of it, that's why if 2 boys. Now, ratio of girl to boy is 5 to 4. So this one, S plus 5, all over S plus 2. If 2 boys, because this is still the numbers of students that we have in the class. That condition, if 2 boys join the class, for us to get the values of X. Now, S plus 5 by S plus 2 is now equals to 5 over 4. So when you cross multiply, we have 4 into S plus 5 is equals to 5 into S plus 2. 4S plus 20 equals to 5S plus 10. 20 minus 10 is equals to 5S minus 4S. Thus 10 is equals to X. So if 10 is equals to X, the question is 1. Numbers of girls in the class. Numbers of girls is equals to how many girls? S plus 5, and that is 10 plus 5, and that is what? 15 girls. 15 girls. Then we also have total numbers of people in the class. 2. Numbers of pupils. Numbers of pupils in the class is equals to S and S plus 5. S and S plus 5. And that's 10 plus 10 plus 5. That's 25. And 3. Probability that a boy will be the class prefect. A boy. How many boys do we have? We have 10. How many students do we have altogether? 25. That's 2 over 5. But if you now add 2 to this one, if you add 2 to this one and now have the total here as 7, you will discover that the difference between the two gender will not be 5 anymore. Are you with me now? And that is wrong. So that 2 that is added to it is for you now to get the values of X. And not that it will now change the values of, the numbers of students that we have in the class, if 2 students join the class. So in the next class, we are going to continue from there because we have been able to solve question 1 to 6. So in the next class, I will just continue from there.